So, I just had a Left Behind nightmare, and right now it's Sunday, April 14th, 2019, but this was from last night, April 13th. So, as much as I would like to get into like all of the details of this nightmare, I'm gonna just try to sum it up as quick as possible because I just recorded a 60-minute podcast on Anchor. Basically, I didn't even get into detail on there because it was just like I could tell you about the nightmare, the dream, or whatever, or I could just give you the warning. So basically, in this nightmare, it was complete lawlessness. Everybody was murdering everybody. It was just murder, 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 murder. Um, it was bad, you know. I mean, I was looking at a lady like just driving, trying to navigate down the freeway amongst all of these broke down vehicles, smoking vehicles, burnt vehicles, shot up vehicles, and just complete fear and panic on her face. Literally, just not knowing how long before she was going to get murdered, how long before she was about to die. And she was alone. And I don't know, I mean, just seeing her face, like the panic in her face and how scared she was. And trying to move around on foot and hide behind the freeway medians, the walls on the freeway, and trying to hide behind cars and trying to move without being seen by anybody in any direction was like an impossible task, because it was literally like as soon as you seen another person, um, you it was just panic because you just didn't know if they were going to try to kill you. And the people who had guns were killing people. I mean, I was seeing people in cars like bangers just shooting at any and everybody, you know, and they're not going to stop until you're dead. Like, they're trying to kill you. It's not like, hey, I'm just shooting at you to waste bullets and scare you. No, they're trying to murder you. And they're going to shoot, and if you move after that, they're going to keep shooting. So when they started shooting at me, I ducked behind a wall and I wouldn't pop my head back up. And I remember when I did try to pop my head up, they were still there, and they got closer. They're coming looking for me. There's nowhere to hide. There was no escape. The people that were alive and successful were people that were in groups. So people that were grouped up, they were able to keep moving along and survive because there was a group of them, you know. But there was always somebody who had guns in the group. Um, there was It was just the evilness. I mean, just like how the police are evil now, you know. The police are bullies here. Even though we pay them, they're bullies. It might not seem like that if you live in a higher income neighborhood, but if you live in like a poverty type of neighborhood like I do, the police are not friendly. They're not pulling over, talking with the neighbors, chit-chatting. No, they're coming through and they're looking for problems. They're looking to give you a hard time, you know, definitely. So in the podcast, just so you know, I was just touching base on how I know I've been under surveillance ever since um, I was dealing with Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. And for a lot of y'all millennials or people who just don't know about, you know, 90s hip hop and rap, Tupac and Biggie, you guys have no idea who I'm talking about. But, you know, I'm older, you know, I'm 40 years old, so that's old for a lot of, you know, millennials, teenagers, where you guys are more familiar with Little Pump and Lil Uzi Verts and that era of music. I don't know, man. Like, I don't have a lot of time to like really get into this, but information is out there if you do your research. You're probably aware of the Illuminati. You probably um, understand that it's deeper than that. That it's just high levels of Satanism that control the government, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Vatican, the feds. They all work for Satan. Um, it doesn't take a genius to look around and realize that there's a heavy um, programming going on here. That there's heavy mind control going on here through the media. And most people work and want to go party. I see it all day long. All day long, I deal with this. I'm picking people up as soon as they get off work and taking them to the bar so they can go get drunk. I hear the conversations in my vehicle every day. Nobody is thinking about this. Nobody's thinking that it's the end of the world. Nobody's thinking um, that that the Christians will be raptured up and that it's going to be complete chaos and carnage here once they're gone. Now the backslidden Christians, they'll still be here. They'll be left behind, you know, and you know, there's people, there's CIA agents, there's government officials that get paid to dissuade public opinion. So there's people that get paid in large numbers to post comments on videos and post comments on Facebook pages or post comments on Instagram posts, you know, to to create Snapchats and or snaps in Snapchat to keep people disillusioned and desensitized. And it works. It's been working. You know, I know, like I deal with this every day. All day long, I'm dealing with people who have no clue what's going on. You know, I went to Cleveland sticking up stickers, Jesus stickers. I was in Cleveland sticking up stickers. And I didn't see any stickers out there. I didn't see anybody sticking up Jesus stickers out there. When I tell you that the helicopters are following me, I had a CIA agent or a Fed last night harass me on the freeway. Literally tried to smash me into the freeway wall. Out of nowhere, this guy came up and started messing with me. I'm being gang stalked. I've been harassed since I've been dealing with Busy Bone. Since his foster brother, Adrian Parlett, got murdered and nobody found the murderer. It's probably the police. It was probably a blood sacrifice. I'm pretty sure it was. Because I was talking to Rick Robinson and he was revealing all kinds of information, you know. And then get mad at me because I'm trying to wake people up. Well, I wouldn't do this stuff, Rick, if you weren't telling me. You know, don't make me out like I'm a whistleblower. I didn't know nothing about none of this stuff. I'm not a Freemason. You're a Freemason. Rick Robinson of IMG Recordings. You say you're a Christian, but you're doing deals with Walt Disney World for the music kingdom. Yeah, you're building Masonic churches, Freemason church, Christian churches. You're doing the devil's work, Rick. You can't serve two masters. I love you, you're my brother, just like I love Busy Bone. You know, I love all my brothers and sisters here. I am not the judge. I want all of us to go to heaven. I'm not the enemy. When I'm spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, I'm not doing it to judge people, to condemn people. That is not my job. I am a sinner. I am no better than anybody else here. I'm just trying to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ so that we can all do better and live better. And so we can be with our Lord and Savior, so he can deliver us from this evil. Wouldn't it be lovely to live life without demonic influence? Don't you realize that that's a possibility? That we can live life without the influence of Lucifer and his demonic fallen angels? They've lied to the whole world. You guys will be in an airplane to see the sun setting inside of the clouds. You'll see clouds behind the sun, and you'll still believe the lie that the sun is 6,066,000 miles away. 666. It's always 666 something, right? You guys will believe this. You guys believe that the sun is really far away, and you believe that there's planets out there. How many of you actually got a telescope out and zoomed in on the planet and be like, that doesn't look like a planet at all? Why is it moving? Why is it all watery looking? Why does it just look like a star? Because they're wandering stars. You guys look at these photoshopped images on Google, on the internet, and you believe that to be real. You guys trust everything here. You trust the water you drink, and they're putting fluoride in the water. And people that deal with fluoride are in hazmat suits. You guys see that there's chemtrails being sprayed in the air every single day. And you think those are condensation trails. Even though they got videos on YouTube where people are walking up to the pilot's pit and it says chemtrails, chemical trails. Barium and aluminum. Barium oxide, I think, or something like that. Ba on the periodic timetable, and Al. Ba and Al for aluminum and barium, but it spells Baal, Baal, which is another word for Satan or Lucifer. Your food is being genetically modified. Carrots are man-made. Beets are man-made. Rice is plastic. You guys don't study anything. You guys don't do any type of research. You just take the word for it. You just trust these people to make your food. They could have just been picking their nose or picking their butt or grabbing their genitals, wiping snot away from their nose as they make your Subway sandwich. Oh, the Subway use gloves? Okay. Well, do you trust what the gloves are being made in? I mean, I'm not trying to make you guys be paranoid, but yeah, one thing leads to another, you know. If one thing's off, other things are off. VigilantCitizen.com is a good site if you want to understand occult symbolism, so you can understand how you're being programmed in all these movies. When I was growing up, I didn't see any homosexuality on TV. I didn't know nothing about that. These millennials growing up, they're gay in school. Not only are they gay in school, but as kids, they think they know whether they're really a male or female. You guys are under a spell. And it doesn't seem like you care. Don't you understand that there's soulless vessels walking the earth? That they're demonic fallen angels in human form here? Where do you think all gangs come from? You know, if you're in the hood, why is it always about gangs when you're in the hood? I don't see no Bloods and Crips in the rich areas out here. You know? Look, I'm just trying to wake people up because they can be woken up. And when you wake up, you realize, hey, you know, it's not, life isn't about picking a religion that you identify with. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to be a Buddhist because I believe in this. Or I'm going to be Hindu because I believe in worshiping all these different gods. Or I'm going to be Muslim and I'm going to worship Allah. You know, there's documentaries about Muslims when they go do like their pilgrimage, or when the men leave. The men leave their families and their wives, and they go, and then they're hiring some guy that goes and picks up these orphan boys in the street and has them dress up as women. They pay them to dress up as women and have sex with the Muslims. I know that's a pretty powerful statement, right? But I didn't create this. I'm just sharing it. I mean, I saw a documentary on that on YouTube. Things are very weird here. That should be a cause for concern. Especially if you have children growing up in this world. Don't you think that there's more important things than just partying every day? Than doing drugs every day? Matter of fact, how do all these drugs get here? Who's creating these drugs? I met Freeway Ricky Ross, the drug kingpin. Do you know what his story is about? His story was that the CIA was giving him drugs. I think he met a CIA agent at a tennis club, and they were giving him kilos of coke to sell to the black community. And then when they popped him, he turned state's evidence on those undercover agents that were giving him the drugs. Sean Stevenson told me they looked at Freeway Ricky Ross as an informant, as a snitch in prison. But he gained notoriety and became well known because of the rapper Rick Ross, who took his name and was making rap music under that name of a drug kingpin. Ironically, 50 Cent took his name from a gangster who robbed people. So he took that whole aura of energy from somebody and used it for his rap name. Tupac Shakur went to an arts college, and I think he even studied ballet or something like that, or dance. And he allegedly shot at 2 cops and didn't do no time for it, but received fellatio on a dance floor in a club from a woman and went to jail for rape. You guys got to do your research. I mean, the government is very closely connected to the entertainment industry. The private owners of these institutions, these penitentiary systems, are often the owners of these record labels and movie companies. And the state makes deals with these penitentiaries to keep them full, or they could be sued for not upholding their end of the contract. So now it makes sense for Hollywood and the music industry to promote sex and drugs, and for rap and hip hop to promote murder. Turn it to 107.5 right now in Columbus, Ohio, or 106.3, and tell me how many times you hear them talking about shooting and killing people. And then you wonder why you see people in a car acting demonic, trying to run you off and cut you down, and why there's so many shootings and killings and murders in the black community and the minority communities. Well, it's simple. They're being programmed. The radio station keeps playing the music over and over and over and over again. You could turn on the radio around somebody, and somebody's going to start singing the lyrics because they've heard it a million times over and over again. Do you know who Ariana Grande is? What does she talk about in her music? You wonder why your spouse is cheating? What music are they listening to? What television programming are they being programmed by? You know, I kind of give up at this point, you know. I don't do this like video stuff on YouTube a lot. This is like a new thing for me. Most of my work is done on a one-on-one basis with people that I meet and run into. You know, conversations that I have with people. And my music, that's suppressed greatly. It's always been suppressed. But I made good music. I know I made good music. I've had offers for record deals. I've had songs blow up, you know, here and there. But those songs that blew up were the songs that promote the secular lifestyle. None of the songs that I do about Jesus receive any attention. When I muddy it, if I talk about Jesus and talk about smoking weed in the same song, that gains a little traction. But if I specifically just talk about Jesus and living a clean Christian lifestyle, a pure and holy lifestyle, that gets no traction whatsoever. Busy Bone went through the same thing when he did his Jesus song, and he did a song called Father talking about Jesus. They played it like once on 106 in Park and they canned it. He was upset about that. But he knows, he's aware, you know. He told me the whole reason Bone Thugs and Harmony exists is because of the stuff that he did for them. So what was he really saying? That he was the one that had to do the pedophilia, the homosexuality, the bestiality, the cannibalism, the murder. Yeah, these are what they have to do to be on that level. Bone Thugs and Harmony, their symbol is skull and crossbones. I wonder if that has any connection with George Bush being in the Skull and Bones fraternity wherever they went, Princeton, Harvard, or whatever it was. Ironically, on OSU campus, they're walking around with upside down red crosses on their forehead. They're being indoctrinated. If your kids go to OSU campus, they're being indoctrinated. And you're the idiot that's paying for them to go there and be indoctrinated. Do no research. Drinking fluoridated water. Breathing aluminum and peroxide in the air from the chemtrails. Eating genetically modified food. And all you care about is going out and putting more toxins into your body. Smoking, drinking, gambling, fornication. Oh, nobody wants to hear it. I don't want to be judged. Why are you judging me? I don't want to be condemned. You're a mind-controlled slave. Why do you think the CIA agent tried to just kill me last night on the freeway? He tried to slam me into the wall. Came up from nowhere. Out of nowhere came up. I didn't even know it was a Fed. He was in an unmarked SUV. Government plates. Flashing his brights on me on the freeway. In front of everybody. Helicopters following me every side of town I go to. When I went to New Orleans, it took them like a week before they started following me down there in the helicopters. When I went to Cleveland, it was like 30 minutes after being in Cleveland, I started seeing the helicopters. Very connected network here. They track you through Facebook. Facebook's listening to your phone conversations. Amazon employees right now are listening to all these conversations that Alexa is recording, all the inaudible conversations that it was picking up. They're deciphering it and analyzing it right now, allegedly for research. It's bullshit. Sorry for cussing, Lord. I almost don't even want to wake people up no more because it's like, I didn't grow up in a Christian background. Nobody told me about Jesus. I found all this out on my own. You know? Alright, I'm done here. Don't get left behind. I don't want to get left behind. I hope Jesus does not forget me. I am trying to be on my P's and Q's. I am on a tightrope. I cannot afford to be distracted by anything. I'm on a tightrope on the Eiffel Tower right now. We all are. It's going to take your full concentration. You can't be distracted. You can't be pulled in any direction. You have to be focused. You cannot be distracted by the flesh. You cannot be distracted by the world. You need to run to Jesus and run to him quickly. You need to get saved if you're not saved. If you are saved, you can't be lukewarm. You cannot be cold. You can't be warm. You need to be on fire for Jesus, passionately, trying to wake up your brothers and sisters. There is a reality possible where we can live without this demonic oppression, without this demonic influence from Lucifer and his fallen angels, lying to us, talking about planets. Get a telescope. Those aren't planets. Those are wandering stars, like the book of Enoch says. Wandering stars. There's no such thing as aliens. Nobody can leave the earth. There's a glass firmament. Don't believe me? Go to your hobby store, build a rocket, put a camera on it, and try to launch it into space and tell me what you get. Start doing your research, you idiots. Wake up. Someone needs to smack you in your head. Wake up. It's for your own good. You're sleeping at the wheel. You need to wake up before you crash. You're one breath away from eternity. You're one heartbeat away. Who's to say that you're going to be breathing 5 minutes from now? Or that your heart's going to be breathing 5 minutes from now? Where are you going to spend eternity? Do you honestly believe that when you die, it's over? Well, if that's the case, then when you're sleeping, then you shouldn't be dreaming. Oh, I don't dream. Well, you're an idiot. You're so doped up on whatever it is, the polluted food. You're drinking Coca-Cola that comes straight from hell. Coca-Cola comes from hell. It's that serious. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing with you? Everything is polluted. They're killing us. And all you care about is getting off of work and going to go get a drink at the bar. and talking about what Becky said, what Kelly said, what Joe did, what Johnny's doing this weekend. Gossip, gossip, gossip. All you guys do is talk about each other every day. It's pathetic. This is your life. This is living. What else is there to do? Go to the movies, go bowling, go drinking, go play soccer, go play basketball, go play baseball, go play volleyball, go out to eat. What are you doing? Is this life? Is this really life? Seriously? I'm done.